You are not broken. You are simply running on the wrong code. Today, we are going to perform a full system reset on your mind, deleting the fear that holds you back and installing the habits of true success. If you are ready to upgrade your life and your English skills simultaneously, subscribe now and turn on notifications. Let's start the transformation. Here is the rewritten story, expanded slightly to improve the emotional rhythm and clarity for English learners, featuring the persona of John. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I am so happy you are here with me today. This is a video that you might not know you needed. But I promise you, once we finish this journey together, you will never forget it. This is not just about motivation. This is not just education. This is a fresh start. A full system reset for your mind. Today, we are going to learn how to reprogram your mind for true success. But I must tell you something very clearly. If you do not reprogram your mind, someone else already has. Think about that. Your mind was not born with fear. It learned fear. You were not born with doubt. You were taught to doubt yourself. You were not born to be quiet and small. You were trained to shrink. Think about your time in school. Your school probably didn't teach you how to think. It told you what to memorize. And think about your failures. Your failures didn't break you. They just installed a hesitation into your system. And now, you might feel like you are not really living. You are looping. You have the same thoughts. You feel the same emotions. You make the same mistakes. You have the same mindset. Does that scare you a little? If it does, please understand this truth. You do not have a mindset problem. You have a mind programming problem. The most dangerous virus in this world is not on the internet. It is not on your computer. It is in your head. And it was installed when you were not looking. It came from your environment, your difficult experiences, your trauma, and the voices that told you, you are not enough. But here is the good news. If the mind can be programmed, it can also be reprogrammed. And today, right now, we are going to do exactly that. This is the moment you stop being the victim of your thoughts. This is the moment you start becoming the author of your future. This is your second life, and it starts now. So please don't just listen to my voice. Absorb it, feel it, install it. By the end of our time together, you won't just understand success. You will be mentally built for it. This story will not only reprogram your mind, but it will also help you improve your English vocabulary and listening skills, step by step. So if you are serious about learning, growing, and transforming your life, make sure to subscribe. And now, let's begin. What is the mind? The mind is not your brain. Your brain is a biological organ. It is physical. But your mind is the software. It is invisible, but it controls everything you do. I want you to think of it like a smartphone. The brain is the device you hold in your hand. But the mind is the operating system inside. And just like any phone, if you download bad apps, if you allow viruses, or if you never update the system, what happens? It becomes slow. It gets stuck. It is full of errors. Your mind has been running on code since you were a small child. Some of that code was helpful. It taught you how to walk, how to read, or how to solve problems. But most of the code came from fear. It came from school pressure. It came from judgmental people. It came from bad role models. It came from moments where you failed, and you believed that failure was your identity. Your mind is made of patterns. Patterns of thought, patterns of emotion, patterns of belief. And here is the simple truth. You do not become what you want. You become what you repeat. So, if you repeat laziness, you become lazy. If you repeat fear, you become scared. If you repeat hesitation, you become stuck. But if you repeat courage, clarity, and purpose, you become unstoppable. The mind is programmable. And today, you are not here just to feel good. You are here to get free from the mental loops that are stopping you, free from the identity that isn't really yours, free from the limitations you didn't ask for. I am going to give you 14 powerful rules. These rules will completely reprogram your mind for success. I will explain each one in a simple, emotional, and life-changing way. So, stay with me until the very end. This might be the most important video you ever watch. Rule 1. Decide what you truly want, or life will decide for you. If your mind is the GPS in a car, then your goal is the destination. Without a destination, your mind has no direction. It just drives in circles. This is where most people go wrong. They say, "I want success," but they cannot define it. They say, "I want freedom," but they don't know what they want freedom from. They say, "I want a better life," but they never sit down and describe that life. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? How much does it cost? The mind doesn't follow confusion. It follows clarity. Your subconscious mind is like a small child. It listens to repetition. It responds to emotion. And it obeys clarity. So if you want to reprogram your mind, you must first decide what you want. Not kind of. Not maybe. Not someday. You must decide clearly. Own it. Write it down. Repeat it. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people. Person A says, "I just want to be successful." Person B says, "I want to build a business that earns $10,000 a month online. I want to leave my job. I want to travel once a year. And I want to spend more time with my family without worrying about money." Person A has a wish. Person B has a vision. Person A has no path, just hope. Person B has a direction. And now, Person B's brain can start building a plan. And here is the powerful part. Once Person B repeats this goal daily, visualizes it, and speaks it out loud, their subconscious mind starts helping them. It makes decisions in that direction automatically. This is not magic. This is psychology. When your goal is vague, your motivation is weak. When your goal is crystal clear, your actions sharpen. Your confidence grows. Your excuses shrink. Your mind loves targets. So give it one every single day. After this video, I want you to sit down. Answer this honestly. What exactly do I want my life to look like? How much do I want to earn? What do I want to create? How do I want to live? How do I want to feel every day? What kind of people do I want to be around? What kind of problems do I want to solve? Don't answer like the person you have been in the past. Answer like the person you are becoming. Because the moment you get clear, your mind stops wandering and starts building. Rule 2. Break the default pattern. Your mind is not broken. It is just repeating. You are not lazy. You are just trapped in a pattern. Every day, most people wake up and live the exact same mental day as yesterday. Same thoughts, same fears, same routines, same doubts, same excuses, same distractions, same scrolling on the phone. Same internal voice that says, "I will do it tomorrow." This is not because you are weak. This is because your mind has been programmed to survive, not succeed. And to your mind, survival means familiarity. It means comfort. It means repeating whatever feels known. But if you want to reprogram your mind, you must first break the loop. You cannot build a new life with an old pattern. Think about the cycle you might be stuck in. You wake up late. You check your phone immediately. You feel overwhelmed. You waste time. You feel guilty. You give up for the day. You go to bed feeling like a failure. And then you repeat it all tomorrow. This is a default pattern, and it is destroying your potential. If you want to reprogram your mind, you must shock it out of this cycle. You must do things that confuse it, surprise it, challenge it, disrupt it. If you always do what you have always done, you will always feel how you have always felt. You don't need more motivation. You need to break the pattern. Even a small break can change everything. Wake up 1 hour earlier. Leave your phone in another room. Go for a cold shower. Do 10 push-ups. Write one sentence about your goal. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Say no to that one thing you always say yes to. It is not about the result. It is about the pattern interrupt. Your brain suddenly says, "Wait, something is different." And in that moment, your mind becomes open to change. Let me tell you a real example. A man named Joe Dispenza was hit by a car during a triathlon. His spine was shattered. Doctors told him he might never walk again. They suggested surgery, but he believed something different. He believed that if the body follows the mind into sickness, then the mind can lead the body into healing. He spent 2 hours a day in mental silence. He visualized every vertebrae in his spine realigning. He meditated. He shut out the outside world. He broke the pattern of fear, pain, and doubt. And 9 weeks later, he walked out of the hospital without surgery. Today, he teaches thousands of people how to do the same. Not because of magic, but because he broke the default pattern of fear and replaced it with control. Your healing starts when your pattern breaks. You don't need to know what is next. You just need to do something different today, so your mind realizes it has a choice. That is how you start the reprogramming. Rule 3. Understand and eliminate limiting beliefs. Now that you have disrupted your pattern, it is time to go deeper. We must go into the part of your mind that controls everything, your beliefs. A belief is not a fact. A belief is just a repeated thought that your mind accepted as the truth. And your entire life is built around what you believe is possible, allowed, or expected. If you believe you are not smart, if you believe you are not good enough, if you believe you always fail, if you believe no one supports you, if you believe the world is unfair, if you believe you can't succeed unless you are lucky, if you believe it is too late to change, if you believe you are stuck because of your past, then no matter how much you try, you will find a way to fail. Why? Because your mind protects its beliefs more than your dreams. It is like having a wall in your brain that blocks success. Not because success isn't real, but because you believe it isn't for you. And the worst part? You didn't even choose these beliefs. They came from a teacher who embarrassed you, a parent who ignored you, a friend who betrayed you, a boss who insulted you, a failure that shattered your confidence, a moment when the world told you, you can't. But that belief is not your identity. It is just a glitch in your programming. And now it is time to remove it, one by one. First, identify it. Catch the thought. I'm not good at speaking. I always mess up interviews. I can't learn English. Don't argue with it. Just catch it. Second, question it. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Who told me this? What moment created this belief? Third, replace it. Say something more useful. Not fake, just better. Say, I am improving every day. I have failed before, but that doesn't mean I always will. I have learned from my past. I am ready now. Your brain may resist, but every time you replace a belief, you write new code. And over time, the old one fades. Here is a real story. For decades, people believed it was physically impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Doctors said the human heart would explode. It became a global limiting belief. Then, in 1954, a man named Roger Bannister ignored that belief. He trained, he visualized, and he ran the mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. The belief shattered. But here is the miracle. Within the next year, more than 30 other runners broke the same record. Why? Because the belief was gone. Once one mind broke the wall, others followed. So, I have a question for you, and I want you to be honest. What is your 4-minute mile? What is the wall in your mind that is stopping you from even trying? Is it a fear of judgment? A feeling that you aren't ready? Take a moment to think about that impossible wall. And then, tell me about it in the comments below. I really want to know what barrier you are going to break today. Rule 4. Program your inputs. Your mind is not a fixed machine. It is a sponge. It absorbs everything around it, whether you notice it or not. And what you feed your mind becomes what your mind feeds you. If you constantly consume fear, comparison, anger, gossip, noise, and distraction, don't be surprised when your mind feels anxious, scattered, insecure, and tired. Because every piece of information is an input, and those inputs become your inner world. Just like a computer, your mind runs on code. But you are not the only one writing that code. Every video you watch, every post you scroll past, every conversation you hear, every podcast you play, every person you spend time with, every sound, every word, every picture, they are all writing code inside your brain. You think you are choosing what to think, but most of the time, you are just repeating what your mind was fed. You watched 3 videos on failure? Now your mind whispers, "Don't try. You will fail." You saw people posting about money? Now your mind says, "I am behind. I am not enough." You listen to a friend complain all day? Now your brain feels heavy and slow. You don't need more motivation. You need better inputs. You become what you consume. And your future depends on what your mind is eating right now. Imagine a clear glass of pure water, fresh, clean, peaceful. This is your mind when you are born, clear and full of potential. Now imagine every day you drop a little bit of dark ink into it. That ink could be a negative comment, a violent movie, a toxic friend, a useless debate, a celebrity scandal, a fear-based headline, a song about heartbreak, a lie someone told you about who you are. Day by day, drop by drop, that clean water becomes murky, dark, confusing, until one day, you can't even see through it. You think life is dark, but really, the glass is just dirty. But here is the good news. You can clean it, not all at once, but drop by drop. You add a podcast that inspires you. You listen to silence for 5 minutes. You write down your goals. You watch something that teaches instead of entertains. You replace gossip with a good book. You spend time around people who talk about ideas, not people. And slowly, the clean water comes back. Your mind is the glass. Your thoughts are the water. Your content is the ink. What you feed your mind is what your mind becomes. So choose wisely. If you want peace, feed it peace. If you want strength, feed it truth. If you want clarity, remove the noise. If you want to reprogram your mind, change what you input. Because a dirty input will always produce a messy life, but a clean input will produce a powerful one. Rule 5. Rewire pain. Stop running from discomfort. Most people never reprogram their mind because they never rewire their relationship with pain. They think pain is a sign of failure. They think struggle means something is wrong. They believe that if it hurts, it is bad. But the truth is, pain is not the enemy. Pain is the process. Growth hurts. Change feels uncomfortable. Reprogramming is not supposed to feel easy. It is supposed to feel unnatural because you are breaking an old habit and building a new one. You cannot change your life by staying comfortable. You must face the pain you have been avoiding. Because that pain is the door. And behind that door is everything you have been waiting for. Imagine this. Inside a dark cocoon, a caterpillar slowly melts. Its body breaks down. Its old self disappears. It becomes something unrecognizable. A sticky mess of transformation. It struggles. It pushes. It feels like death. But then, over time, something forms. A wing, then another. Then, one day, it starts to push against the cocoon. And here is the important part. If someone tries to help the butterfly by cutting open the cocoon, it dies. Its wings are too weak. It needed the struggle to become strong enough to fly. Without the pain, there is no transformation. You are the caterpillar. Your comfort zone is the cocoon. And the pain you feel is not punishment. It is your wings trying to grow. Don't run from it. Don't escape it. Don't numb it with distraction or fake pleasure. Feel it. Face it. Let it teach you. Because on the other side of pain is power. The gym hurts, but it builds muscle. The truth hurts, but it sets you free. The work hurts, but it changes your life. The discipline hurts, but it creates results. The early morning hurts, but it gives you time. Letting go hurts, but it makes space for better things. You don't need a painless life. You need a purpose big enough to make pain worth it. And the moment you stop running from discomfort, your mind becomes strong enough to handle anything. That is how you rewire it. Not by avoiding the pain, but by walking straight into it and coming out the other side as someone completely new. Rule 6. Talk to yourself like you matter. Your mind is always listening. Even when you are silent, even when no one else is around, your inner voice is shaping your reality. It becomes your confidence. It becomes your fear. It becomes your actions, your results, and your future. But most people speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to a friend. They say, "I am not good enough. I will never make it. I always mess things up. I look terrible. I am a failure. I am too late. I am not smart like others. I hate myself." They don't even realize it because that voice has been with them for so long. It sounds normal. But what sounds normal might be the reason their life is not changing. If someone insulted you every day, how would you feel? How would you perform? How would you grow? Well, that is what your subconscious is going through. It hears you, and it believes you. And here is the dangerous truth. Your mind doesn't question what you say. It simply obeys. So when you say, "I am useless," your mind says, "Okay, we will act like it." When you say, "I always fail," your mind says, "Understood. Let's make sure that happens again." You are programming your reality with your inner voice. And if you want to reprogram your mind, you must talk to yourself like someone who matters. Like someone who deserves to win. Someone who is still learning. Someone who is worth saving. Someone who is powerful, even if they are not perfect. Not with fake confidence, but with truthful kindness. Imagine a voice-activated computer. It has no screen, no buttons. Everything you say, it follows. You speak into it. Open failure file. Create sadness folder. Repeat doubt playlist. Delete confidence. Install anxiety. Play shame video on loop. Set alarm for regret at 3:00 a.m. And it does it every time. Without question. Without filter. You don't even know you are doing it. But this is what your brain is doing because your inner voice is the command and your mind is the machine. Whatever you speak, it runs. But now, imagine if you change the commands. Open courage. Download belief. Play determination loop. Set reminder. I can do this. Delete comparison folder. Install gratitude update. And again, your mind listens. Your actions shift. Your focus sharpens. Your energy changes. Your life begins to respond. It was never just the outside world holding you back. It was the voice in your own head, repeating a program you never meant to install. So from now on, speak to yourself like you are becoming who you need to be. Because you are, and your voice is the most powerful programmer in your system. Rule 7. Visualize the outcome you want. If your mind cannot see it, it cannot create it. You don't move toward what is realistic. You move toward what is visible. And your mind needs an image, not just a goal. Visualization is not magic. It is mental training. It is how you prepare your brain to act in alignment with your future. Because the mind cannot tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. This is not opinion. It is proven. Athletes use it. Performers use it. Surgeons use it. Fighters use it. Entrepreneurs use it. Even astronauts are trained to visualize spacewalks before they ever leave Earth. Because the brain learns from images. And if you never show your mind where you are going, it will keep taking you back to where you have already been. Visualization is how you install a new direction into your brain. Imagine a rocket sitting on a launch pad, powerful engines, perfect design, unlimited potential, but no destination. It doesn't matter how advanced the rocket is. It doesn't matter how much fuel is inside. If there is no guidance system, it will spin, drift, or crash. Visualization is the guidance system of your mind. Before a real rocket launches, engineers program the exact route, altitude, angle, and timing. They rehearse it thousands of times virtually, so that when the actual launch happens, the rocket isn't thinking. It is executing. This is what visualization does for you. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself speaking confidently, yourself finishing the book, yourself waking up early, yourself smiling while working, yourself getting healthier, yourself earning money ethically, yourself saying no to distractions, yourself growing stronger each week. You are programming your brain to act as if it is already familiar with success. And here is what happens. Your brain starts noticing opportunities. It starts ignoring old habits. It starts acting in ways that match the picture it was shown. But if you don't show it anything, it will keep running the default images: failure, fear, embarrassment, rejection. You don't get what you want. You get what your mind is trained to expect. So close your eyes. See it. Feel it. Walk through the moment. Make it real in your imagination, so it can become real in your life. The rocket is ready. Now, set the coordinates. We are halfway through our journey together. We have 7 more powerful rules to go. If you want to keep building this strong mind with me, and make sure you don't miss the next part of our growth together, please subscribe to the channel. We have so many more lessons coming to help you build your best self. Rule 8. Meditate to regain mental control. Your mind is like a river, fast, powerful, always moving. Thoughts rush through it every second. Some thoughts are beautiful, but some are destructive. Most people never learn how to step out of the current. They just get pulled by it. They wake up thinking. They walk thinking. They eat thinking. They scroll, talk, drive, sleep, all while lost in thought. And they wonder why they feel exhausted, confused, anxious, and overwhelmed. It is not because they are broken. It is because their mind is full, but not in control. Meditation is how you take back control. Not by fighting the thoughts, but by watching them. By becoming the one who observes, not the one who obeys. It is not about emptying your mind. It is about understanding your mind, and once you understand it, you can guide it. Because the person who can sit still and listen to their own thoughts without running away is the person who can face anything in the world. You don't meditate to escape life. You meditate to master it. You meditate so your reactions stop controlling you, so your anger doesn't explode, so your fear doesn't freeze you, so your impulses don't ruin your progress. You meditate so your mind learns to wait, to breathe, to see clearly before it moves. Imagine a beautiful glass snow globe. When you shake it, everything swirls. It is beautiful, but you can't see clearly. The snow blocks the picture inside. This is your mind throughout the day. Thoughts swirling, emotions rising, ideas clashing. You try to make decisions, find answers, be calm, but you can't because the snow hasn't settled. Now imagine putting the snow globe down on a table. You stop shaking it. You don't force it. You just let it be still. And slowly, the snow starts to fall. The water clears, and the image inside becomes visible. This is what meditation does to your mind. You stop trying to fix everything. You stop running. You sit, and you breathe. And as your inner snow settles, you begin to see your life clearly. Your goals, your fears, your truth, your next step. Meditation is not a luxury. It is not just for monks. It is not a trend. It is your most powerful tool to return to yourself. Even 5 minutes a day can change the way your mind responds to the world. Because stillness is not weakness. Stillness is control. Rule 9. Practice gratitude. Your mind is a spotlight. Whatever it shines on grows. And in every moment of life, you have 2 choices. Focus on what is missing, or focus on what is present. Most people are trained to chase, to want more, to need better. They focus on what they don't have, what others are doing, what went wrong, what's not perfect yet, what's still broken, what they haven't achieved. And as they focus on it, their brain becomes blind to everything that is already right. They have eyes, but they don't see. They have blessings, but they don't feel them. They are surrounded by small miracles, but they are too busy chasing the next thing. This creates a mind that is always hungry, but never full, always busy, but never at peace. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. Gratitude is about noticing what is already helping you. And the moment you start noticing, your brain changes. It releases chemicals of calm, clarity, and happiness. You stop feeling like a victim and start acting like a builder. Because when you feel grateful, you act differently. You try harder. You forgive quicker. You love deeper. You dream bigger. You complain less. Gratitude doesn't mean you stop growing. It means you stop hating the process. It turns progress into peace. Imagine a garden. You can plant flowers, or you can plant weeds. But whatever you water will grow. Now, imagine sunlight. It shines on the part of the garden you focus on. If you shine the light on weeds, they grow bigger, deeper, stronger. If you shine it on flowers, they bloom, expand, and multiply. Your focus is the sunlight. Your attention is the water. Gratitude is choosing to feed the flowers. The garden has both. But if you only see what is wrong, you are growing the wrong things. When you say, "I have nothing," you are turning off the sunlight on everything good. But when you say, "I am thankful I woke up. I am thankful for clean water. I am thankful for the chance to try again. I am thankful I am learning. I am thankful for my mistakes. They taught me something. I am thankful for this people who didn't give up on me. I am thankful that I am still breathing." Your mind lights up, your energy shifts, and your entire life responds. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a decision. A daily decision to shine your light in the right direction. And the more you practice it, the more your mind becomes peaceful, powerful, and unstoppable. Rule 10. Review your goals every morning. Your mind wakes up every day with a question. What should I focus on today? And if you don't answer that question, the world will. Before breakfast, you will already be distracted. A notification, a message, a news headline, a problem you didn't expect, a task that feels urgent but isn't important. And just like that, your goals are buried. You might still work hard. You might stay busy. But without direction, you are running in circles. You are reacting to life instead of creating it. The most successful minds in the world don't just set goals once a year. They review them every single morning, not just to remember them, but to remind their brain what matters. This is how you stay focused. This is how you stay disciplined. This is how you avoid wasting years climbing the wrong ladder. Your goals are not decorations, they are instructions. But your brain needs to see them again and again until they become part of your identity. Imagine you are driving to a new city. You set your destination on the GPS, but then you turn off the screen. You say, I already set the goal once, I don't need to look at it again. But what happens? You miss a turn. You take the wrong road. You waste time. You get lost. You get frustrated. You stop trusting the process. And eventually, you turn around. Not because the destination was wrong, but because you stopped checking the map. Your goals are the GPS of your brain, and reviewing them every morning is how you keep your life on course. When you wake up, ask yourself, what am I building? Why does it matter? What does success look like for me? What small step can I take today? Write it down. Speak it out. See it clearly. Because your brain follows what it sees repeatedly. And when you review your goals every morning, you train your mind to walk in the right direction, even on the hardest days. Rule 11. Plan your day like a CEO. A mind without a plan is a mind easily stolen. Stolen by distractions. Stolen by urgency. Stolen by other people's demands. Stolen by comfort, laziness, and confusion. Most people lose their day before they even start it. They open their eyes and let the day decide for them. But the most powerful minds plan their day like a CEO runs a company, with clarity, with control, with purpose. A CEO doesn't wait to see what happens. They decide what happens. They prioritize. They schedule. They eliminate. They delegate. They focus on what moves the mission forward, not just what keeps them busy. If you want to reprogram your mind for success, you must stop being just an employee of your own life. You must become the CEO of your time, your focus, and your decisions. Every hour is an investment, and your schedule is your strategy. Imagine a huge, expensive factory, machines everywhere, people working, energy flowing. But there is no blueprint. No clear production schedule, no written process, no list of priorities. So, what happens? Workers are busy, but nothing meaningful is created. Materials are wasted, energy is lost, deadlines are missed, confusion spreads, stress rises. And even though everyone is working hard, the factory fails to deliver. This is what happens to your mind when you live without a plan. You might be active. You might be tired at the end of the day. But you have nothing to show for it because you were reacting, not building. Now imagine the same factory, but with a clear blueprint. Every machine has a purpose. Every worker has a task. Every hour is optimized. Waste is reduced. Output increases. And over time, that factory builds something extraordinary. This is what happens when you plan your day like a CEO. You don't need 14 hours. You need 4 hours of focus on the right things. You don't need more motivation. You need a calendar with intention. You don't need to feel ready. You need a system that works even on bad days. Planning your day doesn't mean living like a robot. It means choosing what matters before the world chooses for you. So every night or every morning, open your notebook and ask, what is the one thing I must move forward today? What distractions must I avoid? What time block will I use to focus deeply? This is how you become the CEO of your life. And this is how your mind begins to believe that you are in control. Rule 12. Upgrade your environment. You become what you are around, not overnight, but slowly, invisibly, constantly. Your environment is the invisible hand shaping your beliefs, your behaviors, your energy, and your future. If your environment is filled with distraction, noise, laziness, negativity, clutter, chaos, fake success, low standards, then even if you are motivated, your mind will slowly lose its strength. Because willpower is not enough. Your surroundings are stronger than your mood, and over time, you adapt to whatever surrounds you. This is why some people stay stuck for years. Not because they are lazy, but because they are surrounded by people and spaces that keep them small. If you want to reprogram your mind, you must reprogram the world around it. This doesn't mean you have to move cities or cut everyone off. It means you make conscious changes that support the new version of you. You clean your room. You remove toxic voices. You create a corner for focus. You stop spending hours in the wrong places. You upgrade what you listen to, what you watch, and who you allow near your thoughts. Because your mind is not only influenced by what is inside you, it is constantly shaped by what is outside you. Imagine a seed. It has powerful potential. It holds inside it the blueprint of a strong tree. But if you plant that seed in dry, cracked, lifeless soil, will it grow? Maybe. But it will struggle. It will take longer. It will need extra help. And most of the time, it will stay buried and die quietly. Now, imagine planting the same seed in rich, dark, healthy soil. It gets sunlight. It gets space. It gets the right amount of water. No one steps on it. No one pulls it out before it is ready. That same seed becomes a tree. The difference wasn't the seed. The difference was the environment. You are that seed. Your mind holds power, ideas, strength, creativity, greatness. But if you are surrounded by low-quality soil, you will always feel like something is wrong with you, when really, it is the space around you that needs to change. This is not a small rule. This is one of the most overlooked secrets of personal growth. A better environment makes success feel natural. A toxic environment makes success feel impossible. So ask yourself today, where are you planted? Who are you listening to? What are you absorbing? What is in your space that doesn't belong in your future? Clean it. Change it. Elevate it. Because a better environment doesn't just support your mind, it rewrites it. Rule 13. Master the power of repetition. The brain does not change through excitement. It changes through repetition. You don't become who you want. You become what you do repeatedly. You can watch the best video in the world. You can read the most life-changing book. You can feel deeply inspired for a few minutes. But if you don't repeat the right actions, your old habits will quietly return. This is why motivation fades. It is not because it wasn't real. It is because repetition wasn't strong enough to replace the old code. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your patterns. Your brain is like a path in a forest. The more you walk a path, the more clear and easy it becomes. The less you walk it, the more it disappears under weeds and silence. Repetition is how you build new mental roads. And once those roads are strong, your actions begin to follow them automatically. This is how you make success feel effortless. Not because it is easy, but because the path is familiar. Imagine a tiny stream of water flowing over a hard rock. At first, it does nothing. The rock is solid. The water is weak. But the water doesn't stop. Day after day, year after year, it flows in the same direction. Gentle, consistent, patient. And over time, that weak stream becomes a river. The rock begins to change. Lines appear. Then cracks. Then curves. Then the water carves a deep path. And one day, a canyon is formed. Not because the water was strong, but because it was repetitive. This is what happens in your brain when you repeat powerful actions and thoughts. One morning of discipline becomes a habit. 1 hour of focus becomes a system. One affirmation becomes a belief. One moment of courage becomes a new identity. But only if repeated. Once is a spark. Daily is a fire. So ask yourself, what thought do I need to repeat daily? What action needs to become automatic? What message should I feed my mind over and over? Don't look for new tricks. Look for the few powerful things that actually work, and repeat them until they become part of who you are. Your future is not built by what you do occasionally. Your future is built by what you repeat until it becomes impossible not to succeed. Rule 14. Act before you feel ready. Most people never start. Not because they don't want to, but because they are waiting to feel ready. They wait to feel confident. They wait to feel qualified. They wait to feel fearless. They wait for the perfect moment. And that moment never comes. And while they wait, life moves on. Doors close. Energy fades. Opportunities disappear. And slowly, they become someone who almost did something. They live with the voice in their head saying, "You could have been great, if only you started." But the truth is, you will never feel ready, because your brain is not designed to make you brave. Your brain is designed to protect you. It will always try to keep you in the familiar. Even if the familiar is failure, even if the familiar is pain, even if the familiar is mediocrity. And that is why success doesn't come from feeling ready. It comes from acting anyway. You reprogram your mind through motion, not waiting. The first step always feels like fear. The second step feels like resistance. The third step feels like confusion. And somewhere along the way, you realize the fear is gone because you walked through it. Imagine standing at the edge of a plane, 15,000 feet in the sky. The wind is rushing. Your heart is pounding. Everything in your body says, "Don't jump." Your legs shake. Your thoughts scream. Your stomach flips. You think, "I am not ready. I need 1 more minute. What if something goes wrong? Maybe I will come back another day." But here is the truth. No one ever feels ready to jump. You only know you are ready after you leap. And the moment you do, everything changes. The fear is still there, but it no longer controls you. The panic turns into presence. The chaos becomes clarity. The sky opens up, and you begin to see what was always possible on the other side of hesitation. If you waited until you felt ready, you would have never jumped, and you would have never known what it feels like to fly. This is what life is. This is what growth is. This is what every dream requires. Jumping before you are ready. Speaking before you are perfect. Trying before you are confident. Failing before you are certain. Building before you are approved. Risking before you are sure. Because action creates clarity. Action builds belief. Action teaches faster than thinking ever could. Action changes who you are. Waiting is a prison. Action is the key. You don't become ready and then act. You act and then you become ready. If this idea of taking action before you are ready speaks to you, or if you know a friend who is standing on the edge of a dream but is afraid to jump, share this video with them. Sometimes we just need a little push to see what we are capable of. You have just been given 14 rules that can reprogram your entire life. Not surface-level tips, not recycled advice, but real, deep, powerful rewiring of the mind. This is not just a video. This is a manual for the part of you that is tired of being stuck. This is for the part of you that knows there is more inside, but hasn't known how to bring it out. But now, you do. You understand that your mind is not your enemy. Your fear is not a stop sign. Your environment is not destiny. Your habits are not your identity. Your feelings are not facts. And your future is not written in stone. You can rewrite it. But this video is not enough. Change does not happen when you hear something powerful. Change happens when you do something uncomfortable. When you say, "I am done being a prisoner of my past. I am done being controlled by fear. I am done waiting. I am done dreaming small. I am done giving up on myself." And you stand up and you walk into the fire anyway. You walk with fear. You walk with doubt. You walk with a shaky voice and uncertain hands. But you walk. And as you walk, the old mind starts to fall behind. The noise gets quieter. The self-doubt gets smaller. And a new voice rises. One that says, "You are powerful." One that says, "You are worthy." One that says, "You are ready." Because you moved. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to take one step. And then another. And then another. Until one day, you wake up and you realize you don't just think differently. You are different. You are reprogrammed. You are reborn. The world hasn't seen the real you yet. But now, they will. And that's where our story concludes today. This one was a real journey. I am so curious to hear your take on it all. What were your final thoughts? Do you have any lingering questions about why we think the way we do? Please, leave all your opinions, theories, and questions below. I truly love reading them and building this conversation with all of you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next story.